So yesterday I went to the range, and it was a Saturday, so there was a bit of competition on, so it took longer than it normally would because the competition guys have a lot more ceasefires than we do, just the casual shooters. In any case, it was a really long day, so I didn't do the video yesterday because I was there from like 7:30 till midday. Yeah, I didn't leave till midday. But anyway, I tested 14 different types of ammo. I didn't have any CCI ammo left, and it doesn't really matter to me because the CCI stuff is typically average. I've never been particularly impressed by it. I've tested a few different kinds of CCI ammo, and yeah, it's run of the mill. Pardon me, it's nothing special. I'll just have some coffee. It's still morning. It's just starting to heat up now. I would have done it earlier, but next door neighbour's little puppy has been crying like a baby, so I was waiting for that thing to be quiet. Now, so what were my expectations? I really didn't know. Well, that's not true. My expectations, being a CZ rimfire, I was expecting good results. Not necessarily excellent or spectacular results, but being a CZ and my experience with CZ rimfires is that they are at least good accuracy wise. Now, so I was using, it comes with the 5-round, it used to come with a 5-round steel mag, now it comes with a 5-round polymer mag, but from previous CZs I've got two 10-shot mags, a polymer one and a steel one. So I was just using the 10-round polymer one. It's a lot easier to load 5 rounds. We're only allowed to load 5 rounds into a magazine at the SSAA ranges, and so it's a lot easier to load 5 rounds in a 10-rounder than it is into a 5-rounder. It gets pretty tight with the 5-rounder. Now the bolt on this rifle is take the chamber flag out, so nothing in the chamber, is yeah, it is smooth. It's not as smooth as my 17 HMR, but it is still really smooth. So I'll take the bolt out. So as expected, the rifle performed really well. There was no problems whatsoever, which is what you'd expect with a CZ. Now, so I'll show you the results of the ammunition. I'll start with the, is this thing working? Yes. I don't really need that because I've already measured the groups. So what I did was I would basically center with a crosshair, or roughly center with a crosshair, and then shoot groups on these 5-spot targets. So I'll start with, now I had well, I've still got some, 2, 4, 6 different types of Aguila ammunition, which is sort of new. It's only like turned up in the last few months. So the Aguila, what's that? SHP, subsonic hollow point. So this is, so the centering group was 0.85, which is, I thought, pretty good. So that's Aguila subsonic hollow point travelling at 1,024 feet per second. And then the 3 group, because I only had 20 rounds left of it, so I shot 5 in the centering and then 3 groups on the spots, and I got 0.6, 1.27 and 1. So it got worse, which is a bit strange. So that was the hollow point, Aguila subsonic hollow point. Next, so I'm going from like, not necessarily worst, but average and worst, and I'm leaving the best till last. So next one was Aguila Target Competition, and the centering group was 1.8 inches. So yeah, nothing to write home about. It's that stuff. It's a 40 grain, just round nose 40 grain, travelling at 1,080 feet per second, a bit faster than the hollow point. And the groups were, so this is their target competition ammo, so 0.74, 0.9, 0.96. It was yeah, nothing it was okay, but nothing spectacular. Then the next was, what have we got? We've got a Gila SMHP, which is super maximum hollow point. Okay, so that's travelling at, so that's supersonic. That's travelling at 1700 feet per second, and the first group on the crosshair was 1.5. So yeah, I thought, yeah, supersonic doesn't seem too good. And then it just got worse. 2.6, 1.5, 1.4. Yeah, not worse, but yeah, crap. So this rifle doesn't like supersonic Aguila. Then Aguila Super Max, and that's travelling at 1700 feet per second as well. That's a copper coated, copper washed, whatever, copper plated projectile. Just, it's a flat nose copper plated projectile, and centering group was 1.36. Yeah, nothing spectacular. And the groups were 0.9. They went from 0.9 to 2.7, like just all over the place, and then down to 1.2. I only had, because some of this Aguila stuff I had from the last test, so I only had some left, a few left. Next is the, so that target was like that, is Aguila, what is it? Super Extra Hollow Point. So it's a copper coated, copper plated, 1280 feet per second, 38 grain. Just sort of round, flat nose projectile, that stuff. Oops, that stuff. And the first centering group was 1 inch, and then I had 3 groups, and they were 0.8, 1.5, 1.1. Again, pretty ordinary. And I've got, where's the Gila rifle match? Alright, I'll save that for later. Then we go to RWS, and oh yeah, do I have that box? I don't have that box. Okay. The RWS hollow point. Oh yeah, subsonic hollow, RWS subsonic hollow point. I actually threw the box away, so I can't show it to you. But the centering, and I've sort of had pretty good success with RWS ammo, but yeah, centering group was 1.6 inches, so yeah, pretty ordinary. And then yeah, I only had a little bit of it left, and then it was 2 inches, and it was this huge vertical string. 2 inches and then 2.1 inches, so RWS subsonic hollow point. Then we go to Lapua Center X. Right, so a lot of people have a lot of good things to say about Lapua Center X. They reckon it just goes like yeah, really accurate through their rifles. I've not had any luck with it at all. Maybe, I don't know, maybe it's the batch that I got or what, but it's, you know, it's supposed to be target ammunition, so you'd expect some sort of, you know, higher standards, but the centering group was 1.3 inches and had like sort of like 2 mini groups happening. I don't know, but anyway, it is what it is. So 1.3 inches, and then I had groups of this vertical string, 1.5, 1.5, 0.9, 1.6, and 1.8. The vertical strings, it's, yeah, this, I haven't come across a rifle yet that I've owned, 22 long rifle gun that I've owned that shot Center X any good. At least not the batch of Center X that I've got. Then there was SK Pistol Match Special. This is actually the first stuff that I shot. That's why there's so much on that. So yeah, you can't really glean much from that because I think the first shot was there and then I went there. Anyway, so through that Varmint MTR that I had, this stuff was the best, or that and Ely Match, close. Through this rifle, not so much. So SK Pistol Match Special 1, 1.4, 0.77, 1, 1.5. So pretty ordinary through this rifle. It doesn't really have much time for SK Pistol Match Special, which is totally different to the Varmint MTR. Some more coffee. Oh, now I'm starting to sweat. Alright, so Rws Target Rifle. Now this stuff, I've had pretty good results with in the past. Through this rifle, not so much. So the centering group was 1.5, and then I had groups of 1.1, 1.6 and 2. Not very good. Then we come to, so we're starting to get to the better groups, the better stuff. Mosquitoes. Ely Sport. So mosquitoes everywhere because it rained a couple of days ago, and yeah, they're all bred up. So Ely Sport, which is this stuff, the green box. What's it travelling at? It's a subsonic, isn't it? Yeah, it's a subsonic. And it doesn't actually say the feet per second. Yeah, whatever, subsonic. Ely Sport. The centering group, 0.34. And I thought, I was watching it, with a 30 power, the groups look bigger. And I thought, well, wow, okay. So, and then I did 5 groups, 0.4, 0.46, 1.5, there was a massive flyer, otherwise it would have been about 0.4, 0.85 and 0.7. So not bad. Well, at least 3 of the groups were not bad. Started off small and sort of got bigger. Now, mosquito biting you. Federal Hunter Match, which is this stuff. I didn't have much of that at all. In fact, I only had 10 rounds. So, and I'm probably going to get more, because Federal Hunter Match, so this is a totally unsorted ammunition. Centering group of 0.3. It's a tiny little group, sort of diagonal group. And then the other group was 0.4. So Federal Hunter Match, yeah, and it's proved to be pretty good in the past. Next. So, Aguila Rifle Match Competition. That stuff, it's a 40 grain, lead, round nose, travelling at 1,080 feet per second. So, Aguila Rifle Match, centering group was 0.56. I thought, yeah, okay, here's an Aguila that's not too bad. Then the next group was 0.57, then it strung out 1.5 and then 0.7. So the Aguila Rifle Match isn't bad. Next, the Winchester Subsonic. So I've always bagged Winchester and that stuff, the Olin ammunition. It's 40 grain, travelling at 1,065 feet per second. It's a hollow point. So the centering group was 1.1, so I thought, yeah, typical Winchester. But then it was like that. Then I had a group of 0.34, 0.57. I shot a few different groups. 0.34, 0.57, 0.68. 1.27, 0.44 and 1.5. So there's a fair bit of inconsistency. If I was to get a heap of it, I would have to weigh it and sort it. But here's the amazing bit, 0.15. Yeah, and that's cheap stuff, which is the subsonic. 0.15. So that's the second smallest group. Yeah, 0.15 is the second smallest group I shot. Let me brace myself for this one. Okay. Man, I'm really sweating now. All right, Ely match. So, good old Ely match. You cannot get better ammunition, I'm telling you. No, for consistency, Ely match is it, as far as I'm concerned. All right, the centering group was 0.3. This is all at 50 metres, 55 yards. Then I shot 0.28, 0.23, 0.5, and the smallest group that I've ever shot out of a rimfire, 22 rimfire, 0.11. I'm not kidding you. 0.11. Let me just check that again, because it's just mind-boggling. Let me just check that again. That's not 0.11. That's wrong. It's 0.307. So, how did I get 0.11? It's 0.3. I didn't think it looked like 0.3. That one's not 0.01. So this thing was playing up when I was measuring it. So that's not point. Yeah, that's point. Yeah, that's 0.35. Yeah, not 0.15. Yeah, this thing was playing up. The battery was playing up on it. So as far as consistency, consistently accurate, the Ely match. Set it at 0.3, 0.28, 0.23. Is it 0.23? Yeah. So that is, yeah. So the smallest group, I'll just measure this again. Yeah, this thing's playing up. Smallest group, 0.3. You can see that. 0.3. So, this thing is really, really accurate with the right ammunition. So, Federal Hunter match and Ely match. Man, I'm sweating like you wouldn't believe. And Ely match are the two ammos that just go crazy through this thing. Now I've got a heap of Ely match. I don't have any Federal Hunter match, so I'll probably have to go get some. Now I was using the Delta optical titanium 4.5 to 30 at 30 power. Towards the end there it got a bit hard. It got quite hot and humid because there was sort of a few storms scuttered through, and we didn't get any rain, but it had been raining, and so there was a lot of mirage, and a bit of wind sort of picked up. But in any case, so 0.3 you're looking at through a hunting rifle at 55 yards. You can't argue with that. You really can't. Sorry about those bullshit measurements. Yeah. There was this thing that was playing up. I need to change the battery in it. I put a cheap battery in it. Don't do that. If you've got quality measuring equipment, don't put cheap batteries in. Sorry. So, summing up, no regrets about getting this. I think next I might, what I might do is take the scope and the rail off and have a test of the iron sights, just to see what they're doing, because I'm not going to have this scope on here, obviously. You don't use a 30 power scope on a 22 long rifle, hunting rifle. Yeah. Now, as far as did I do anything, I don't like the trigger. It's pretty heavy, so I need to muck around with that. Maybe buy a spring for it, which is a bit of a pain in the arse, changing the springs out because they peen the pins over. they really don't want you touching that trigger. So yeah, it's a bit of an issue. The only adjustment that I actually did to it was the action screws. I just did them up a bit more, so I just nipped them up tight, quantified tight. Alright, yeah, that's it, tight. I've got a T-handle, Torx, and I just, until it starts bending, so twisting. So yeah, that's really the only adjustment. I do not like the trigger. It is, to me, it is trying to shoot precision. It was like, yeah, don't dry fire or info. No. That's actually not too bad. Trying to shoot precision wise, it was a bit difficult, but as a hunting trigger, it's alright. So, no, I changed my mind. I'm not going to do anything to it. So, if you want a really good quality hunting rifle with iron sights for backup, or just if you want to just shoot with the iron sights, rabbits, I mean 50 metres, you know, that's what you're going to be doing. Get one of these. I have absolutely no regrets. It's a really, really accurate rifle with the right ammunition, and that's the thing, the right ammunition. Like, I was actually quite surprised that that this stuff, the SK Pistol Match Special, did not shoot very well at all through it. So that's a bit disappointing, but you can always rely on Ely Match to really kick ass, and it did. You know, it did. It was the best. Yeah, Federal Hunter Match. Yeah, but yeah, you can't go wrong with that, with the Ely Match. So that's it. So I've put like a shitload of rounds through this, so I've got to give this a really, really good clean, because it's pretty fouled up. Now, between different brands of ammunition, I was putting a dry patch through, and then if I shot a lot, even I think I put like maybe 3 patches through shooting the Aguila stuff, because I shot so much of it, because the barrel would really foul up. It didn't seem to affect the accuracy at all either way, not that I could notice. Like, after putting a patch through, I'd be shooting, because we'd have a ceasefire. Just before the ceasefire, I'd put a patch through it, or put a patch through it, and then shoot that same ammunition after the barrel was clean, and yeah, didn't really notice any difference at all. So it doesn't seem to be an issue with this rifle. Maybe the Target rifles, yeah, it would be, but this rifle, nah, it's pretty flexible as far as how clean or how dirty the bore is. So if you are considering getting one of these, get it. Don't hesitate. It's a fantastic rifle, super accurate. You know, with the right ammunition. That's a problem with a lot of people. They'll get a rifle. People who don't really know. It's not well, it is ignorance. You know, they think, oh, I've got a 22. Man, that thing shoots like crap. Well, yeah. What ammunition are you using? Oh, just bucket of bullets. It's like, well, dude, you know what? Your bucket of bullets are a bucket of shit. You know, you're not gonna. It's great for shooting at tin cans, but if you actually want to hit something, you know, if you want to hit rabbits in the head, you're gonna have to test out different ammo through it. And what I might do next is actually take my T-bolt to the range, put this 30 power on the T-bolt, and test that out, because that rifle is also really, really accurate. It's got a semi-match chamber. This has just got a standard chamber, these barrels. So taking that into consideration, this rifle is amazing. I really love it, like I really do. In hindsight, I probably should have got this before the MTR, but you know what it's like. You see something and you go, oh wow, I really want that, and it was just the wrong rifle for me. Yeah, with my job, I can't shoot, and that's strictly a competition rifle. You're not going to be lugging that thing out in the field. It weighs a ton. And you know what? Yeah, it wasn't that much more accurate than this. Yeah, it is more accurate consistently, like 1/4 inch, but yeah, this rifle is fantastic. So, enough dribbling on. if you want a really good quality hunting rifle with iron sights, it's got a 24-inch barrel, and it's not a light barrel. It's a decent weight. It's a full-size hunting rifle. It's not a kid's rifle. If you're sick of buying 22 long rifles, 22s that are like kids' guns, because the size of them, they're just so tiny, then get one of these. It's a full-size hunting rifle. It's got a 24-inch barrel. It's got a full-size stock. I haven't actually measured the length of pull, but it looks to be like 13 inches at least, maybe 14 inches. Yeah, it's a pretty long length of pull in it. With this model, if you want, it is only beechwood, stained beechwood. I say only, I don't give a rat's. If you want walnut and checkering, then buy the Lux. That's the difference. The Lux has got walnut and checkering, otherwise everything else is the same. So if you want to spend that extra 150 bucks, yeah, go ahead. One thing I noticed is that the bolt knob on, I think that bolt knob actually screws off. Okay, this doesn't matter to me. Alright, so get yourself one and you won't regret it, and I love it. So that's it for me. Until next time, see you later.